veggie time.
Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and you're looking at just a few tables of my seedlings that are hardening off. I'm so excited because it is time to get things in the ground. Round of applause. Basically, the grow room's not empty yet. There are still a lot of things down there, a second succession of zinnias, etc., etc. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update on some of the things that I started from seed, and then I want to talk about my veggie garden. So let's take a look at some of the seedlings. So these are some of my Bonary Giant zinnias. These are lilac, whatever you want to call it. And these were started on April 27th, and this is how robust they are. I have been pinching them. Before I put them in the ground, I will be pinching these guys, because when you pinch the zinnias, more stems will grow from below and you'll have just a more productive plant. This is just an example of some of the zinnias that I have. I think I probably have 15 or 20 of these trays just like this. Oh, well, you need to just, there. This is a tray of asters. It's basically a giant mix that I started from seed, a long time ago. The original tray, I potted them up to this because I started them in a channel tray. So the asters I have them labeled inside which flower is in each row, but mostly they're a mix. There's some lavender ones in here, there's some apricot ones in here, and there are some coral ones in here. So I'm really excited about them because these are the healthiest looking asters that I've actually started from seed ever. I know I'm gonna get some questions. This is just a wireless microphone. It might be distracting, but what's more distracting to me is the wind that I have on the top of this hill. So I'm trying to cut down on the wind noise. And usually when I'm wearing a hoodie or something, it will be covered more and it won't be so obvious. So it's just a microphone and just trying to make the sound for you guys a little bit more clear and crisp.
Testing, 1, 2.
We have some ageratum, some gomphrena in here. There's more gomphrena up there. Let me go grab the actual trays that have color on them. This way you can even hear what I'm saying when I'm out of the shot. Imagine that. Imagine that. Here are 2 different examples of gomphrena started the same day. This is the new variety of gomphrena, raspberry cream from Johnny's. And this is the carmine gomphrena. This one just is beautiful, healthy, robust seedlings. And this one's flowering already. I'll probably pinch these as well, which, yeah, look how pretty they are. I'm in love with this color. It's really a light pink, so it's called raspberry cream. This one, the carmine, is also gonna be beautiful. It's just not there yet. You'll get there, don't worry. Okay, I have 4 or 5 more trays of gomphrena up there as well. This is one of 4 trays of status. This has 2 different kinds, Seeker White and Forever Silver. Forever Silver is the new variety. I just watered these earlier, so. Okay, that's enough of the seedlings. They're so in the grow room, there's still celosia, amaranth, more zinnia, some other thing, lots of random things. Some balsam is down there. I'm trying to think of what's down there still. The basil's down there still. I got to bring that up. I think we're in the clear as far as temperatures go. So everything can basically come out of the grow room now. Very exciting. I forgot to mention, like, these are snapdragons too. And some of these are in 6-packs because I potted up my own seedlings for the seedling sale. So these are just the ones that are left over. But all of these were started in soil blocks and then potted up. And this is just some grass that I started, feather top grass. It looks a little brown on the bottom, but that's pretty normal. They need to be in the ground. They're like, feed me. This is Nicotiana. I have one bud, but it doesn't want to be in the soil blocks anymore. It wants the ground. So everything needs to get in the ground. So while Flower Hill Farm is a flower farm, I do enjoy growing vegetables for myself and for my family, and if I have an abundance, for other people as well. And for years, I've struggled with growing strawberries. Strawberries is something that we love to snack on. I mean, who doesn't, right? They're nature's candy, and we love to keep our freezer stocked, and we usually go to a U-pick farm. But we wanted to have our own berries here. I mean, everybody's about growing their own food and being sustainable at their own home, right? So I wanted to do the same. And for years, I've struggled. They usually get eaten by birds or mice, or honestly, they get weeded out. The weeds are just insane here. I'm trying to keep up. But I found a lot of successful people who were growing them in dedicated raised beds. And that's what led me to Kevin from Epic Gardening and the way that he grows his strawberries. So I said, okay, this method seems to be working for a lot of people. So I ended up ordering 2 of the beds that Kevin sells. And then I reached out to him and thanked him for offering these beds. And he said, no, thank you. And he also wanted to pass on the savings. So Kevin set me up with an affiliate link, and he's offering 20% off these beds for all of you guys if you use my code FLOWERHILL. Flower Hill All of that information is in the description of this video, and so is the link to get you there. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna get some more myself this weekend, like at least 2, I think. I finally had some time to start building these beds. So Brad and I took them out of the package, put them together. They're super simple to put together. What I did is I cleared out a space inside the deer fence because we have high deer pressure here. I also have high weed pressure. So what I did was I put my black landscape fabric down on the bottom. This is the 5-year DeWalt, nope, that's a power tool, DeWitt cloth. I rolled that out, pinned it down, and then we put about 6 inches of wood chips, which we just had left over from a different project. So we completely covered the area with, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches of wood chips. Make sure it's not completely level, but it's pretty level. Then we put the beds down and filled the beds themselves halfway with the wood chips. And my in-laws showed up, so they were helping out a little bit, but the whole process of setting this area up took less than, I would say, 3 hours from start to finish. Okay, so now that I told you the process, let's go check them out. So this is the setup. I have 2 of the 8-in-1 beds in the front, and then I really wanted an arch. I use arches all the time, and I really fell in love with what's called the Strawberry Hill David Austin Rose. So I wanted to put that here with the strawberries. So it's gonna be the strawberries in this bed and the Strawberry Hill David Austin Rose, which is a climber, and it climbs about 8 feet, but I've seen them get bigger than that. So I put that there. That's the only thing that's in the bed so far. And over on this side, I have right now sitting there on the ground, I haven't planted it yet. That's actually a clematis that I was gonna put on that side. So we'll see how that takes off. I also, for the first year, because I don't expect the rose to get that big this year, on the other side of the rose, I plan on putting in some like scarlet runner beans and stuff like that, just to have something growing there that I can tear out like an annual. And then I have the 2 beds in the back, which that is a tall bed and that's a tall round bed. I think that's a tall 6-in-1 and then a tall round. I'm very excited for those. I don't know what I'm gonna put in them yet. What are your suggestions, guys? So what I'm gonna do here are the strawberries, and then on this side, I have some sweet potato slips. I was gonna put a few in that bed, and that's it for that bed. Radishes, just for a quick crop, or maybe even some carrots? What do you think? What should I put in the back too? All right, well, let's get the strawberries planted. And I'm honestly I watched Kevin's videos and I'm just following his method. So I'm not gonna really like teach you guys how to plant strawberries because I would not consider myself an expert in that, but I will put Kevin's video below. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm using this berry tone fertilizer from Espoma, sprinkling it in the bed, and then I have some bare root strawberries and I'm putting them in. I think I have like 20 or 25 bare root strawberries and I'm gonna space them out in this bed, and that should be good. So it's a bit messy, but this is from this side. Whoop. So I have a little bit of a mess to clean up over here, but that basically the sun sets like right there and the sun rises on the other side. So I thought it would make for some nice pictures with, once the roses and the clematis are up, I kind of wanted to make sure that I had sunrise and sunset. You know, it's crazy that you think about this stuff when you're planting, but it really does make a difference when you're trying to grow something beautifully, where the skyline and what that's gonna look like in the background of your photos. So I started thinking about that last year after I had some gorgeous sunset pics over the flower field. So anyway, so this is what this angle looks like. I've got to clean up those 2x4s, clean up a bunch of stuff. That stuff that's going to be planted, those are all my tomatoes right there. And then beyond that, I have 3 rows of cool flowers. And then, oh, here's some compost that needs to be spread around. And then back there, I actually have beans and potatoes. I have my first succession of sunflowers back there. Lots of good stuff in here. So is it a dirty mess right now? Yeah. Is it going to look great? Yeah. I can see the end product. So I have more room. So I think, and I didn't even like, let me stand next to this just so you guys get an idea of how tall they are. Yeah. I didn't even like move the soil around in here yet. Brad used the tractor to fill everything. But I have room for, I would say, at least, depending on what ones I got, at least 2, maybe 3. If I got another short 8x1, then I would have room for 2. But if I had more of these ones, then I would have room for probably 4 more of these ones. But I don't know. I don't know. And I did not put the protective cover on the top of these yet. It was raining yesterday and I didn't want to put them on when they were wet, but there is a protective rubber topping that you put on so that you don't cut yourself on the edge of the metal. I have it on the strawberry bed already. A little bit more info for the suggestions that you guys want. These are in full sun all day until 4:30, and then the maple trees in front of the house throw a shade over these. So that's why this year is when I decided to put the sweet potatoes in that bed. I think in future years, if this clematis and this rose, if they grow up on the trellis, I might put the sweet potatoes in a different bed that won't be in the shade of the rose and the clematis. So, but that's where they are this year because I don't picture the clematis growing that large or the rose to that bed is shaded out during the day. But like I said, this entire area is in full sun until 4:30 p.m. And then once those are completely shaded out on that side anyway, I can do cool crops like maybe some lettuce and some kale or some cabbage, something that likes a little bit less sunshine. So hopefully these things go good. I'm so excited.
So we're going through the planting and the initial setup phase in this part 1 video for strawberries. So without further ado, cultivate that like button and I will personally bestow upon you the power to grow the most juicy and epic strawberries of all time. And let's get into the video.
Let's do it. Okay, now I have 22 bare root strawberries in this, and I think I planted them a little bit closer. Kevin said 14 to 18 inches. Some of these might be 12, but you guys know how strawberries work. They're going to send out shoots, they're gonna multiply, and within a couple of years, this entire bed is gonna be full. These are ever-bearing. I think they're Ozark ever-bearing strawberries, but I planted them as Kevin said, don't bury the crown, and you know, that's about it. Burying the crown is probably the worst thing you can do when you're planting strawberries. Okay, bed number 2. I plopped in the clematis, and this is a Duchess of Albany, by the way. I got that from Brushwood Nursery. These slips came in the mail probably 4 or 5 days ago, and I gave a couple away. And now I'm planting the rest in here. I can't remember the variety. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. But this is from a company called George's. Look at that little baby one. Anyway, it's a sweet potato farm and they sell slips. So I am going to plant these about 12 to 14 inches apart and then 3 feet apart. So I'm gonna put 1 row here and 1 row there and see how many I have left. I meant to put some plant tone in before I did that. I'll work it in. Actually, it looks like, look, I'll just put this little baby one right there. I have the perfect amount. I really hope this works. Obviously, you can mulch the strawberries and the sweet potatoes. You can use any kind of mulch. You can use straw, stuff like that. But I will probably do that later this week. I don't actually have any mulch here right now. I do have some leftover wood chips. Okay, so these first 2 beds are planted. Strawberries, sweet potatoes, a clematis on this side, a climbing rose on this side. I'm so excited to see the progression of these beds over the course of this season and seasons to come. So what do you guys think I should plant in those other beds behind me? I have so many things, I don't know what to do. If you guys have any recommendations about what has worked well for you in raised beds, let me know. Am I worried about the sweet potato vines taking the clematis over? Maybe, that's possible. That's okay. Like I said, garden experiments are definitely lessons learned. So we'll see what works and what doesn't. What else am I gonna do today? Oh, don't forget guys, I have a 20% off code if you guys are interested in these beds. They're not cheap. They're very well made. I'm definitely picking up some more. I really like all of the colors, but slate gray, that is my jam. So I'm gonna get some more for the other end and I'm gonna use my own code. So I'm really excited that Kevin's offering it. The code expires tomorrow, Memorial Day, the end of the day, 11:59 p.m. So click on the link, use Flower Hill. The website will say 15% off, but with my code, you get an additional 5% off. So that will be 20% off, and it's free shipping. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin, for being awesome and providing all of these things for us garden fanatics. And Brad got me this shirt for Mother's Day. I love gardening from my head to my toes. He knows the way to my heart. Speaking of tomatoes, I'll show you guys the rest of, this is gonna be all veggies in here. I can't wait. Okay, so this is where I was just sitting. Yeah, so this, I mean, I can't even describe to you guys how big this space is. So let me just jog it for you. I'm running, I'm jogging. Okay, long time. Maybe 75 feet. I don't know if you guys can still see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello, I'm way over here. It's me. Anyway, I'm not sure how long this microphone leads, but okay, jogging back. So yeah, it's pretty big. So this is gonna be all veggies. I've got watermelons, I've got melons, I'm putting more trellises up, more arches up. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited. I'm jogging back. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. So actually, we just picked up some shade cloth for the hoop house. Brad's grabbing some materials so that we can attach the shade cloth right now. I'll bring you guys along with that because, guys, the ranunculus is so amazing right now. And the next 3 days are mid to upper 80s around here. So yeah, I'll show you guys how we put the shade cloth on and let you know how that went. So anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll see you soon.
Here I am.
I can't get up. Oh, God. This is what real flower farming looks like. There's always a mess on the ground. These are trays that my helper cleaned out for me. Are you recording? Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
It's veggie time. Did it work? Hi. A little too close for comfort. That's okay. We know each other well. Building a raised bed from birdies. You wanna know what's super satisfying? This. That's super satisfying.
Super annoying.